have to smile, you know, if you're Meghan Markle, seemingly, because she does have a problem with her ego. You kind of wondered, didn't you, how it was going to pan out with Dame Mariah Carey, as I like to call her. Mariah is known for being the ultimate diva in the world of pop. And I don't know if you noticed, but Mariah had to put something out on social media to clarify what she meant when she decided to call Meghan herself a diva. A strange situation to have to do, don't you think? I mean, after all, we all know Meghan's a diva. We know Mariah's a diva. I know because I've interviewed her many times and I've seen the riders that she's put forward. But when you actually meet her in the flesh, she's really nice. That's Mariah, by the way. It's interesting to note though, isn't it, when you're Meghan Markle, just what a thin skin you do have. And this particular story all centres upon that recent interview she gave with that little red New York magazine. As ever, let me explain. Good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company today, one and all. As ever, truly lovely to see you. By the way, been out and about the streets of London today, met some lovely people, met two lovely ladies from Glasgow who've come down here to have a look around. They've had afternoon tea in Claridge's. Lovely. Yes, must get friendly with them. Beats my pret-a-manger and flask, doesn't it? You know? I didn't like to say got the flask with me, you know. And then I met a lovely lady and her partner who's a fireman. He's from Lichfield and the lady herself is from Australia but lives in Lincoln. And they came down to go and see the Foo Fighters. That's right, and then we're having a look around Buckingham Palace too. It's lovely to meet the viewers on the street, truly is, you know, and they're really nice people. So if you do see me around, do come up and say hello, because we end up putting the world to rights, you know. We could make a video without actually doing, you know, I know, I think you're thinking that, aren't you? Does Neil ever shut up? Back as ever though, to your breaking raw story of the day. This is a serious kind of story in a sense, because when you think about it, we've told you many times, haven't we, with Meghan Markle, you know, she did that spectacular interview where she sort of said, you know, not fussed about titles, they don't really mean anything, you know. And as we've also pointed out numerous times, you know, she loves to be introduced and phones people up as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, never probably going back to Sussex, of course. Don't know how they feel about it. We did a thing about a year ago and we did some vox pops. They weren't happy because, of course, you know, puts them in a bad light in many respects. But what's interesting to note is that Meghan decided, as we now all know, to sit down with that little red New York magazine called The Cut for their fall edition. If you're watching over here, that's the autumnal division over here, autumn time. And you know, she went on about many numerous things that we've mentioned before, all a little bit tedious, really going nowhere, but promoting Meghan, you know, substantially. What was interesting was that they couldn't decide really what to call her. So when they were trying to plug the magazine online, you know, which they have to do, every magazine does, they called her the Duchess of Montecito. They quickly deleted it, put it back, and then changed it entirely to Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Interesting. Why did they do that? Let me explain. You see, Meghan, who doesn't like titles, had in fact been in touch with that magazine because she'd seen it on social media, or indeed her team. Whichever way you look at it, as ever, we have to say allegedly. This, of course, from a woman who finds social media toxic. They wanted to make sure that Meghan and Harry, yes, he popped in it briefly, got the recognition they deserved. And apparently they felt that people would only know it was Meghan if they put, you know, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Again, titles mean nothing. Isn't it fascinating though when you think about it? Because as I said to you before, Meghan and Harry have realised that without that royal connection, they simply don't have anything. And it's getting thinner by the day because obviously the family are too busy to be bothered with them. But more importantly, Meghan herself, who claimed very famously that titles meant nothing, is very, very keen to make sure, however minuscule it might be, even just on a soundbite on social media, she's given her full and correct title. I don't know about you, but she's becoming more and more like Wallis Simpson every single day. Yes, that Wallis Simpson. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.